Bless up, bless up, bless up. Peace, love, and light, bam, bam. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna be right back. Peace, love, and light to the CGC in the building. Can y'all hear me out there? Spin some vortex if y'all can hear your little brother. I'm gonna try to throw my headphones on. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. What's up? Turn this background music down a little bit. I ain't been live in a minute, y'all. Good to be back up on this thing real quick. I just wanted to share out a little experience I had earlier today. An unexpected conversation led to a lot of light being shared and shined out. So I just wanted to share with the gang. Y'all still hear me? Yeah. All right, we back with this thing. Like we left something coming through, man. It's your little brother, Prince Judavon Kosmon, coming through live real quick. I'm glad y'all can hear me. It sounds choppy on my side for some reason. But I'm gonna go ahead and rock with this, try to get this done in about 30 minutes. Let me make sure I can share my screen. Hold on. Yeah, man, I met one of my co-workers today. Me and him had a crazy conversation, and it led me to cracking up in the OI and sharing some light with my bro concerning the system and order of the organic hate. And it was pretty inspiring. So I was like, let me share it because I was not expecting that, yo, at all. I was having a regular day at work, and bro happened to see my OI on my dashboard of my car, right? And he was like, "Yo, what book is that? What is that?" I was like, it's a Bible, you know." Just brush it off like it was much, This is a Bible, it's just a book, you know what I mean. But now, what's up? I told him, um, it's some heavy light that's contained in this OSP Bible, and if you got ear to hear Jaja, it's gonna change your life if you can understand some of what was in it. So we just started asking a little questions. But one of the questions he asked was concerning how I felt about the worship of God because he didn't feel like God was to be worshiped. I said, "Damn, bro, you on the point. God is your brother. Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh, however you want to say. Most Christians worship Him when He told us to pray to the Father. You know, so the Creator is God. We got into that conversation. We're gonna get into it in a second, but I just wanted to give y'all a little insight on what happened to me today. Because, like I said, I was not expecting to go into where I'm about to take y'all right now in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Hold on. What happened to my screen? What the heck? Shout out to the family in the building, man. We got National Team Papers in building. You dig? Oh, honestly, it's a good conversation piece for sure. Yes, sir. It definitely will bring you. And the homie, after the conversation was over, he was like, "Bro, that hit different, bro. I ain't never heard nothing like what you explained to me today, and it makes so much sense about God being our big brother." I took him to the Book of Discipline, read through that. I'm gonna do that right now too. But philosophy is definitely a good conversation piece. Y'all don't be shy. I'm most of the gang, we stand tall on what we believe and what we stand on what we know. So we ain't shy about nothing. Be encouraged, though, to have these conversations out there with your family and your friends, because some people is receptive. Y'all got people that are here just to hear you say what you gotta say. Some of us out here trying to put movie screens together, motion pictures on movie screens. I pray Jaja and all the power we need to get stuff done. Because the more we can put this light out, man, the more humanity, both mortals and angels, is gonna be. So yeah, let me see if I can share my screen just so I can get the light. I'm gonna show some more hospitals just real quick, read through it, and then continue to share light on the story and conversation that I said I was not expecting to have. Like I said. But Jaja be praised, man. May the Great Spirit get all the glory from this experience. All right, so I had to load up here. Now I don't see it. Let me. I gotta be quick. 'Cause my laptop battery is low. Let me see. Shout out to my big sis Misha in the building. Salute, goddess. Yeah, she had a vision, boy. That's what was inspiring her. She said we need to put out a the OI suite. We got the access. Big bro Sailor already going. Shout out to the Four Horsemen, by the way. Shout out to Sailor, Maccabiz, Kosmon Kruger, Cloud Kicker, and my brother Robert McCall, brother Whirlwind, Daryl Jackson. We cousins. You know that. Yeah, man. Shout out to the gang, man. Bronzy in the building. Hold on, real quick. I'm about to. Yeah, shout out. Yeah. All right, so OI speed, download, regular print, Word doc. That's the one we looking for. Boom. Open that up. We in there. Thanks for bearing with your little brother, y'all. I'm here chilling. Oh, shout out to Julie Ray. You feel me, Yafa? She in the building. She staying at the crib, y'all. She came through for a little bit, man. Big ups to sis on her journey across this world. Gypsy Jules, man, she having fun in life. My dad says she's a free spirit. Yeah, she's amazing, y'all. The faith are the best people, man. All the best things come from faith. And Julie been a blessing. She brought her skates, y'all. She was skating around the neighborhood. Who was this girl? But yeah, it's been fun so far. Man, I don't know why. Hold on, let me try this one more time. Open file. There it is. All right, boom. Now let me. Uh, I need to roll with a team, but I'm gonna chill. Um, StreamYard and share screen. All right, we're gonna get into this first book of God, chapter 9 in OIC. OIC, first book of God, chapter 9. Can y'all see my screen? I don't know if it should be shared. Go ahead and let me know if y'all can see my screen. Drop a one in the chat. Salute to my big brother Malachi Maccabism. Yeah. We in this thing busting off higher light all night, baby. Let's get it. I just want to share a little experience, man, I had with a homie on my job today and how I got into this system in order of organic heaven. Salute, big bro. Okay, there we go. Y'all can see that. Let me see. Okay, they can see it. Cool. Let me. How do I? Oh, I see. All right, cool. So let me get into what happened with the homie on the job, right? So we just working, having a regular day, and I took a little break, went to my car, and I had my watch sitting on the dashboard. He see the book. He a young cat too. He like 22. He got dread. He's locked up. He cool. He just a cool cat. Lay back. He like, what book is that, bro? What is that? And I tell him, oh, it's a Bible. It's a Kosmon Bible. It's a Bible for today. Um, and it kind of just describes the practical way of understanding spiritual life. The reality of the spiritual world is laid plain, and the purpose of this book is to help us understand how to see the organic heavens in real time today in Cosmos. So I broke it down to you know simple words, and so we start talking, and he tell me he don't really believe in God like we should be worshiping God, and I told him, bro, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like God is our big brother, right? And, we shouldn't be worshiping. Uh, I asked him, I said, would you worship me? Or would you worship your homie down the street or anybody that you know? He was like, nah. So, in the same way, since God is a one time mortal man, we shouldn't be worshiping God or God is his Lord because his our Savior either, since they were, we could see y'all. Anyway, homie was like understanding and receptive to everything I was saying. He was like nodding his head, like, oh, bro, I feel you. That's crazy. And I haven't even opened the who yet. But I was just telling him like stuff like that is in this book where what you feeling is actually written down. And I can show you prove certain things. But then he asked me about. Uh, I told him, I said, I ain't crazy, man. I know we've been created. I know that there is a higher power, and this Bible ain't no different from any other book that you have read concerning the Creator and the creation, right? So, anyway, long story short, I was just giving him little cues. He was just holding it in his hand, turning pages, reading stuff here and there, and he was getting just like blown away just by the conversation we was having, just about not worshiping God and that not being an evil thing, but understanding it practically as God being a big brother. And so I took him to the book of discipline, read through that with him, and then while I was doing this, he stopped me. He was like, "Yo, bro, you talking about all the spiritual stuff and how we rise in spirit and all this stuff." He said, "I didn't want to spook you or nothing, but my sister, she just passed away last week." And I was like, "Dang, bro, I'm sorry to hear that." No, and he was like, "But this is right on point because I kind of been having thoughts in my mind about my sister and what's going on with her." And I told him, I said, "It's crazy, bro, just that you end up meeting me today, and I've been, you know, in a sense, enlightened on a higher light on all of the system in order concerning the unseen world in the organic heaven." So I just started spilling out my heart to him and telling him how I've been through with the gang, learning about Olaspi. And then he asked me a question. He was like, "What would you do, like Moses, when Moses saw the burning bush and he heard the voice come out the bush?" He said, "What would you do if something like that were to happen to you?" I said, "That's an excellent question, bro. First of all, you got to know that the Creator Himself is all in all. He don't come to you necessarily like a voice to your ear, but He speaks to your soul directly from all sides, from all things in His creation, whether directly or indirect. So if you hear a voice coming through claiming to be Jah, like Moses did, right? The question has to be, what is the information coming from the bush, from the spirit, or from the angel?" He was looking at me, he just sat back like, "Okay, that makes sense." And then I took I said, "I'm gonna show you an example in this book, bro." I said, "You know who Abraham is. You already know who Moses is. All of the history of the earth, you already know. But what you don't know is the history of the heavens and the unseen world. So let's rap about that because that's what this book is about." So we instantly started getting into it, and I'm gonna go ahead and read it right now, just for the gang and just for whoever watching this video, and for my boy, because I told him to tap in. I don't know if he in the chat or not. I don't see him. Shout out to Kizzy Davis. That's my mama's maiden name, Davis. We probably related. She said, "Ever since I've been coming closer to the Creator, I can tell good things happen just as quick, just as quick." Yeah. So let's get into this first book of God, and let's look at what Abraham dealt with, because this is what I showed my bro. I said, we got an example of how to deal with any voice that's coming to your psyche, your energy, your heart, anything that you're dealing with internally, and what you think is a spirit, an angel, or ancestor. How do we deal with the spiritual communication between angels and mortals? But wait, so let's jump into this first book of God, 9. Let me get over here. I'll have to my screen. I'll get back large. Oh, there we go. All right. So this is dealing with Abraham. Most of us know the history of Abraham from the scripture. Like my homie knew it. He was already familiar with the story of Abraham and Isaac, and how he was supposed to sacrifice Isaac and then was stopped by the angel. But let's see what it's saying in the last few. For those who haven't heard it, Abraham is in here, Moses is in here, Israel is in here. Y'all ain't conscious of that. Even your so-called uh, Yeshua's in here, right? So let's get into what it say about Abraham. Once again, shout out to everybody who popped up in the chat, all the family, all the faith. Shout out to the ever-present Great Spirit, man, who is the light to our understanding. All right, so let's get it. We're gonna start at verse 1, and it reads, "O speed, first book of God, chapter 9, verse 1. And when the number of those who had come in from Sheol Dewan reached 4,500 souls, God spoke to Abram, saying, Come now, I will lead you and your people into another country. So Abram led them away, and they came to. Oh wait, hold on. I'm in the right spot. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Let me make sure. My bad, y'all. Hold on, real quick. Let me make sure I'm in the right chapter. It might be chapter 10. Hold on. Oh wait, I gotta go out. Slow down real quick, y'all. My bad. Let me go back over here to boom. Chapter 10. Oh no, I'm in the right chapter. Yeah, it's the right chapter. Yeah, that's right. All right, yeah, let me just keep going down. Let me keep going down. My bad, y'all. All right, we're gonna start right here. Chapter 9, verse 1. The number of those who had come to Abram in Sheol Dewan reached 4,500 souls. God spoke to Abram, saying, Come now, I will lead you and your people to another country. So Abram led them away, and they came to the Lord Hatlutz. And it came to pass that in the year after they departed out of Sheol Dewan, they came upon the land, the enemies of God were cut off and could not pursue Abram and his people. It was after this that Abram was called Abraham, and he built altars of worship and altars of sacrifice according to the commandments of God. Now it came to pass in the early days of Abram, he told his brothers that the light, the power of God was with him. And though others believed in Abram, Lot didn't. Abram's brother and Lot, Abram's nephew, did not believe in Abraham, saying of him he was born natural. He just like you and me, he ain't no different than us. And he's only wise because of his own judgment. God said to Abraham, Behold, it's an easy matter. He said, It is an easy matter to commune with spirits. That ain't nothing complicated. Happens every day, all day. Been like that. It's Jump Street. But judge righteously between them is not so easy. For which reason you and your wife and 100 picked men shall go to visit Sodom and Gomorrah in the valley of Siddim or Sodom. And Abram and his people went by the command of God and visited the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And God spoke privately to Abraham, saying, I will destroy these cities, for they are like hills for evil spirits. But Lot, the elder and the younger, shall escape for your sake. And when they came to, and when Abraham is when they came to Sodom, behold, angels walked amongst the people, and the people knew they were angels, but were indifferent regarding them. That's crazy. And there were laws made by Baruch king of Sodom regarding the behavior between angels and men. So they knew that there was angels around them. They kind of already had that understanding back then, but they was indifferent toward the angels. But Abraham being impressed by the presence of God. Now here we go. Now we get into the part where I was praying out for my little brother. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me get back. Now we get into the part where I was bringing out to the little bro because he asked me a question. You think about Moses and the burning bush. If that were you, how would you respond? I said, first of all, I'm going to ask, what's the message? That's the first thing in understanding how to deal with the spirits. It's an easy matter to commune with spirits. That's what we just read that. It's not hard to do. You see mediums do this every day. They dealing with low grade spirits, below the grade though. Fifth grade and below. You dig? For the most part. But yeah. So that's not no complex thing to deal with spirits of the dead, right? But to discern whether they're righteous or wicked, that's a whole other matter. So that's what I told you. You got to be able to understand what is being said and the character of your maker in order to be able to make the proper judgment on how to respond to these things. So if a spirit creep upon through your burning bush and tell you to off your baby, would you do that? Would you consider that? So let's see what Abraham did in response. So we know better how to deal with these spirits that creep through our psychological, thought processes. And that was a crazy question to ask me. So I was able to bring out this light concerning how Abram dealt with a similar situation. Moses obviously dealt with it too. We could have dealt with Moses, but we're gonna deal with this section of Osby in the first book of God, chapter 9. All right, so verse 10 says, Now after Abraham and his people had returned to Jireh, his camp, and it was night, God said to Abram, Be steadfast, my brother. Hold your shalom. Be steadfast, be strong, and show your people that they may understand my word. And while they were still praying before the altar, God, the true God, Son of Creator, withdrew from Abraham, and allowed the evil angels who had followed them from Sodom and Gomorrah, that wicked city, to draw near the altar. So you got to imagine Abraham and them praying, all his people with him. They at the altar, praying and worshiping. The true God withdraw from Abraham for just a little taste. And then all of a sudden, here come these evil angels to the altar. By the time Abraham raised his eyes up, one of the angels clothed himself in a great light, and adorned with sparkling gems, and a crown appeared. So the multitude of people could look upon him. So all these people see this angel. Abraham said, Who is you? And the spirit said, I am your God, ruler of heaven and earth. Abram said, I'm your servant then. What can I do for you? And the spirit said, You shall take your only son, Isaac, and your hosts who are here with you at Sodom and Gomorrah, and go with me where I will lead you. For I have a great work for you. Abraham said, I'll do whatever you put upon me to do. So in the morning, Abraham and his son Isaac, the host, had been with Abraham, and who had went with him to Sodom and Gomorrah, assembled together. And Abraham spoke, saying, Where to, God? Where are you going? The spirit answered him, saying, Take sticks and a firebrand and a torch, and come to the summit of hill over there, for you shall restore the right of burnt offerings. Abraham told the people what God had said. So they began. And Isaac carried the bundle of willows, such as basket makers use, saying, This will like the large pieces. But what will you burn for an offering, O Father? And Abraham said, God will provide. And they ascended to the place. Abraham gathered the logs and heaped them up. Isaac placed the willows. Then the spirit spoke. What did this evil spirit say? This is what I was telling my bro. I said, you have to listen to what is being said. You got to consider. I don't care if it's an angel like this one here, who got a crown on his head, jewels on his body, blinging and all kind of light. You got to be able to discern what's being said before you act. And if it's not Rocky Jaja in his highest light, then it's easy work to discern that that's not coming from the Creator. So this is what happened. True God withdrew for a taste, let the evil angels come up and deal with Abraham, and the Spirit spoke, saying, What shall a man love above all things in the world? What shall a man love above everything in the whole world, Abraham? Abraham said, God, right? Duh. And the Spirit said, For which reason you shall offer your only son, Isaac, as a burnt offering? Since that's your answer, then burn your son alive on this altar. And it shall be a testimony for your people that you will obey God even to the sacrifice of your own flesh and kid. Crazy. So I was telling my brother, man, if a spirit showed up and all this glory shining and was telling you to sacrifice your child, would you do it? And obviously the answer is hell no. But so we got into that subject, and I was able to use this text here in a lot to show him an example of how to respond. Hold on real quick. Can y'all hear me? Oh yeah, okay. I was making sure y'all can still hear me. Yeah, man, he bugging, bro. That God is crazy, right? His breath stank. You dig what I'm saying? You over here trying to pump like you the creator. But let's see what Abraham continues on to say. So let's get it. Let's get it. Abraham said, "What you say, big bro?" After the spirit tells Abraham, "Burn your son alive in front of all your peoples, and show that you love me more than anything." Abraham said, "Hold on, bro. That don't even sound right. Show me that you're God for real, so that I may not err, for I have been commanded." Ain't that in the Ten Commandments? Thou shalt not kill, right? So that's how he responded. And the spirit departed away from Abraham, perceiving that he knew the higher law. Abraham kept it real. He was like, listen, man, I know the highest light of law is not to kill nothing for no reason. Ain't no way you have to show me you God now. I was rocking with you before. You had the jewels, you had the crown on you, you shining, you look like something. But now after this, I'm like, nah, homie, you done told me to kill my own son. Something ain't right with that. You dig what I'm saying? Just say no. Hell to the no, right? So I was showing him this at my job. He was like, the craziest thing ever. One of the things Cosmon always say is, "Oh, Osby hit different." And the crazy part about this today, homie said that. I ain't never said it. He was like, "Hey, that shit hit different." He told me that. I was like, "Yeah, bro, Osby hit different." So let me see how much battery power I got. So anyway, I'm telling you this, and I told you he told me his sister had passed away, and and I was telling him on some deeper level stuff. I was like, bro, the book of discipline on Hospi also kind of gives. I mean, the book of divinity gives us a system and order of how things happen when somebody crosses over, and then not only that book, but um, the book of discipline also. So from the subject of God not being a worshipful figure and not being idolatry, right? Me and him we had already linked up on that point, and we agreed. And then we both agreed that the Creator is still. Just because we don't worship God, don't mean that we don't give honor to the Creator. We acknowledge God as our brother, and that is listed in OSP, right, in the Book of Discipline. So I had him turn over to the Book of Discipline so we could see, a source for what we talk about. OSP is a primary source for this information. So I knew he wasn't gonna ever really see it nowhere else. So I said, well, since he liked this book, he holding it. This nigga, he holding it, clutching it, spinning through pages. So I'm like, man, let me go ahead and give this brother some of this light. And I gave him the website to go get OSP. I put him onto the Credit Gang website. You already know I shot the family out. I showed him the Facebook group, everything. Because I truly believe in my heart the Credit Gang is finna change everything out here, bro. And it's not because of us. It's just because of the light that's coming that we rocking with Jaja. And my brother that I met today had this conversation with unexpectedly. He naturally a faithist. I didn't have to press nothing on him. I didn't have to preach nothing to him. I just started showing him when we had this conversation. He told me his sister passed away. And then later on, he told me his homie passed away 4 days before his sister. And his homie looked just like me. And I know this information. So I'm not going to hold it back. I'm not going to be like the Seventh Day Faithist, these elders that's gatekeeping this fight. That's why I said, let me just go live tonight. because even this story right now might inspire somebody else, you know what I'm saying, to crack the open for their family and friends, and just be confident in sharing it, because the Creator He gonna turn the light on for those of us who are put there to be that light for people. You feel what I'm saying? So let me jump over here. Uh, oh my
The room? Both of them.
they're right by each other too, but there's an arrow 20 feet by 8, so like a rectangle. Uh,
Hey, it's not going on.
what you do to watch?
Yeah, but she got it on, but there's no walk.
Oh my god. What's up? No, no, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm still there. What's up? What's up? I'm trying to get this thing back right. My battery died. Oh my god, it's still here. Oh, oh, it's actually quite good. Oh, I never knew to do that. Let me drop it in the chat. Take a look when I come out with you, little bro. Hold on. It's fine. Hold on. Yeah. Bless up, man. Yeah, man, I was barely tapping back into my brother, man. Yeah, my my computer died. I'm waiting for, so I dropped the link in the chat too. If anybody want to jump on, and just rap real quick. So it's 9/22. That's my baby birthday. Shout out to my love. But yeah, so anyway, I was having a conversation with Holly. We was talking about all this stuff about the system and order of the heaven and what happens after you pass on. So I was able to take into certain parts and philosophy. So we also talk about the difference between the Creator and God down in the book of discipline. He was able to understand without no qualm at all. He was able to understand um, that we become God in future time. He was able to clearly understand that the Creator was actually present. You see what I'm saying? This continuity light that's coming out, and he was saying to me, man, that just hit him. He just hit me. And he told me young, you know what I'm saying? And he rocked with this energy, and like I said, it's right on time for him because his sister just passed him, and I was so hold on. Check. Man, they trying to be artists to get me off the line. They like, we ain't messing with you. You talking about all this Owaski stuff? We ain't even messing with it. Hold on. I'm back though, yeah. So, y'all still out there. Alright, so let me try to get through this, man. I really didn't want to be on here all this long. So, yeah, the system and order of the spiritual world is expressed so many ways in Owaski that you ain't never heard nothing like this before. And I was telling my homie that all the stuff that's awaiting for us after we die, but the functionality in Owaski, and I'm about to pull it up again right now, because I got to show and prove in this generation, because people don't hear you. They just want to see what you got to prove, or at least show what you can. So let me go ahead and pull this back up. So the window of the Owaski Bible, boom, shit. All right, bam. Can y'all see? Oh, wait, there you go. All right, bam. All right, Book of Divinity. We about to get into this real quick. That when you bring up the OIC, when you bring up some of this higher light, Jehovah already got that ear pressed to hear what you got to say and what you got to show. So be encouraged. I'm gonna read this Book of Divinity, chapter 1, because me and my brother went over this today. Like I said, we were just sitting at work on our lunch break, going over all of this heavy light, and he was understanding it easily. And I just kept pouring into dude as much as I knew. So I pray his family is blessed. Shout out to his sister who crossed over and asked. And I was telling him in the conversation, like, you don't even know, bro. The fact that we in here having this conversation today, your sister might be around listening. Because the guardian angels, one of their jobs is to help her understand that she's crossed over as a newborn Essene or a newborn spirit. So the fact that she's only been gone a week, and in this chapter right here, let me jump down to the verse, particularly in the Book of Divinity right here, chapter 1. Hold on, let me get it on my side. Um, yeah, let me get it right here. So, boom. It says, oh, wait. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know what happened, y'all. I know it's only two people. I've been on here for an hour not saying nothing. It's been going off and on. The wire's been jiggling. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but I'm back. I just wanted to come on here and say I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna have to redo this video, y'all. So whoever was still in the chat, whoever tapped in, thanks for coming through. All praise to the ever-present Great Spirit. I'm gonna cut it short right here. I'm gonna come back on and try to do the story again, but for right now, it's just not popping. So y'all enjoy your night, man. Bless up. Let me see if I can tap out with a little like groove. You did, just to kind of. I don't know what was going on, man. They just kept messing with my connection. I kept dropping off, hopping back on, dropping off. So, listen, I'm gonna do it. But thanks for y'all coming through, man. Just know that y'all light is not, it's not dim. People don't know about the old, but in the gang, we got so much. I think brothers and big sisters that put stuff together for people, man. So, yeah, I love you too, Iman. Much love. Thanks for coming through. I don't know why, like I said, I'm just gonna go out. I was able to show the screen. So once I get everything together, be able to, sit on my laptop, put now I'll let y'all go. Be blessed and spirit to He's love everyone. Be safe, love and light. Like I say, breathe in, let the light in. I'm Judavon Kosmon, and I'm loud. Bless up.